Well, I guess we shall begin.
Yeah.
I feel like Larry King here. Hello, everyone. We're standing here with Joe from the band DED. We are having an informal conversation with Joe from the band DED. Joe, the new single is Kill Beautiful Things.
Yeah.
Why kill beautiful things? Is it really to help keep you alive?
Right.
And help you survive?
Right. In a world so cold.
Yes.
Why? I don't know. But when you're writing lyrics and things, I try to just write from a place of no mind, and almost like that therapeutic thing where they just have you write on a piece of paper with a pen. Don't think about it, just write.
Yeah.
And so the lyrics kind of come out and everything, and it really is. It's kind of like to me, once I wrote it down, and I take a step back and I look at it. It really is kind of about how you start life in this kind of pure, innocent form, and you're not really messed up from the world yet, and then you kind of go through life and you get messed up from the world, and it's kind of like that. I think like a fight fire with fire mentality, where you're like, well, you're doing this to me, I'm gonna do it back to you, and that's just kind of a general statement. But then kind of recognizing where you are and wanting to kind of get back to a better place and find that balance. You know what I mean? And it's kind of about that, like having to be negative when you innately. I don't feel like you don't want to. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have that love and energy inside of you, and so that's kind of it's that internal battle.
And you're not a negative person,
right? Exactly.
But
right.
Sometimes it has to.
Sometimes it happens.
It happens,
and
it has to come out.
Yeah.
This is probably the most polished, and I mean that in a very polite way.
Yeah.
That I've heard the band.
Okay.
The video's great.
Thank you.
You guys can check it out on YouTube. There's almost 275,000 views since it's been posted. And the special effects in the video, the forest burning in the background, that's pretty incredible. Too bad we're all too familiar
we burned
with
the forest down. No, that just totally,
come on.
No, for sure. No,
that was totally video. I was gonna say though, too bad we're all too familiar with forest fires here in Arizona.
Sure,
at one point you see the tree trunks in the background, and it's nothing but the black sticks, and you kind of go, wow, that looks like Chetasky, up north.
Yeah.
But how long did it take you to film the video?
Oh man, we did it just in an afternoon. I kind of practiced the walk, doing it, and I had Maria help me a bunch, like filming and things like that.
Okay.
And so we shot it in honestly just one day, and it was weird because it was during the pandemic that we shot it, so I couldn't have the band with me. So that's why they're not in the.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Is the band pissed?
No, and it's totally cool, right? Like everybody, we just had to kind of get it done, and we thought we were going to go on tour earlier than we are now. Obviously tour's starting now, but when we were shooting it, we thought we were going to go back earlier. So anyway, it was just when we couldn't be together. People couldn't fly at the time and stuff, whatever it was. So we did it like that. And I think it was cool because it pushed us out of that box of like, us doing what we always do in every video. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, we were talking about a bunch of different videos like, Beastie Boys and different things like that, Coldplay. And we were like, let's kind of like vibe it and, but then add the fire and make it metal, so.
And that was kind of what I was expecting, because you're watching the video and when it really comes in, I'm like, okay, we're going to see the band. It's going to, no.
Right. And that would have been.
It's just Joe. Wow. Okay, cool.
We should have CGI'd him in or something, but yeah.
But nobody's pissed off about that. They're all totally
love.
Cool.
They know I would never be like that, man. It's not my vibe.
Are you told to like really accentuate your lips when you're filming those? Like when you're filming a video and you're just singing, kill all the beautiful. It really looks like you're singing. Like, are you told to like really like mouth everything out, or do they not say stuff like that? I mean, you just do that.
I think I do that anyway. I learned that heavily from Daryl from Glassjaw. He over accentuates his words, not personally, but just as a fan.
Yeah.
Him and Brandon Boyd from Incubus both really over accentuate their words.
Yeah.
I've learned it from singing people too, so I really try to do that, especially with a lot of the screaming and stuff I do. I try to make it as understandable and as possible. So I over accentuate.
Because it almost looks like in parts of the video that you're singing in slow motion.
Right.
But I'm not. I mean,
it is in slow motion.
It is. Okay.
It is,
all right. Cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, we like filmed it fast and then you slow it down to give it that kind of epic, kind of slow motion feel to it. Yeah.
And are you actually like, do you sing in these videos, or are you just kind of mouthing it as they're playing the music in the background?
I was actually singing.
You're singing along with it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I feel like it gives it more of a organic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And again, I had mentioned, videos on YouTube, hundreds of comments on YouTube about the new video. Yeah. Of course, they're all positive. This band is completely underrated. I really hope that they get that big hit that blows up. Hopefully, this is the song that does it.
That would be great, man.
That's got to feel good, man.
Yeah, it is. It is great. And like you said, it's a little more polished, like you said.
Yeah.
We went, the last album we did with John Feldman, who's a bit more on the punk rock side. The new one we did with Kevin Churko, who does like Five Finger and he's done like Disturbed and everybody. So I think a lot of that happens with, who you record with and how it gets handled. But, I love the way it turned out. It's great.
Yeah. Another comment, this song really shows Dead's artistic abilities. It's beautiful. The next one is like all caps. Thank you so much for existing and making my life better with your incredible music. I can't wait to see you guys again. And people are really stoked. And then, of course, that riff is so catchy. And, that came from Clonker Donker 9000.
What up, Clonker Donker?
Yeah, he's a big fan of... Big fan of you guys.
I like that name. That's
Clonker Donker. You'll notice I said that all the reviews are positive. How do you deal with the negative? How do you deal with the haters?
Right. Certain days it's harder than other days, but ultimately, you make music that you love first, and then you put it out into the world, and there's just going to be people that aren't going to like it.
Absolutely.
And you can't stop that. As long as you love it, though, that's the important thing. And there's, early on there were times where I feel like I replied to people, and then you feel dumb about it. You're like, it's whatever. But
like you replied nasty to somebody.
Yeah, I did. I said,
tell me what it was all about.
What's that?
Tell me what it was all about.
I don't know. It was about like anti everything at the time.
Okay.
And it was whatever, and I just said something like, I don't give a F, like, don't listen to my,
Yeah, you don't like
whatever.
it, don't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I said something like that, so.
And then you went back later on and you were kind of like.
Yeah, and I was like, why do I give them, why do I give you the
benefit.
The power? I don't give you any power by responding to you in that sense. But, it's okay for people to have opinions, and we have a first album out. Now we have a second album out. So now we're in that place where people are like, this isn't as heavy as I want it to be, or it doesn't sound exactly like I wanted you to sound.
Right.
But what are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Yeah. There's plenty of heavy stuff on the album.
Not much you can do.
Yeah.
And that's actually, it's odd. It's something that I've been kind of dealing with lately too, is trying to remember not everybody is going to like you, and that's okay.
Totally, man.
It's totally okay.
Yeah.
Not everybody is going to like you.
Especially as like some of us are kind of people pleasers in certain senses,
God, yeah.
right? Especially with people we love
Yep.
or appreciate. So that can happen for sure.
Yeah. And you said that, when is the album coming out? When can we expect
It's in October.
Okay.
I've heard October 15th. This is the first place I'm saying that.
Okay.
So I've heard that, and I hope that that's the case. But
okay.
Yeah, don't quote me.
And the name?
But I can't say that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
But new album October 15th is what we're hoping for.
That's
Fingers crossed.
That's what we're hoping for.
Metallica, they're releasing a new album. It's the Blacklist album that's coming out in September, and it's basically a collection of all these different Metallica songs done by like really big artists.
I've caught a few of those.
Yeah, there's Elton John and Miley Cyrus, and there's all Royal Blood and Volbeat.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. If Dead were on that album, which Metallica track would you choose to cover?
For the Black Album.
For the Blacklist, yeah. And it doesn't have to be from the Black Album.
Okay.
But, well, I suppose actually it does.
Through the Never is my jam on there.
Really?
Yeah, honestly.
Nice.
That riff, dude, like I listened to that on repeat when I was, growing up and stuff.
Awesome.
That would probably be the one, because it's a little deep cut. I wouldn't want to touch Enter Sandman. That's like trying to touch a Beatles song to me.
Right.
Honestly,
right.
It's just perfect.
And what do you think the rest of the band would say?
Someone might like Holier Than Thou, maybe.
Yeah. Of Wolf and Man was always my favorite.
It's a jam too.
Yeah.
It's a jam too. Maybe. Oh man, I don't know. There's so many good ones on there. You know what I mean? So I'm sure someone want to do Sabbath True.
Yeah. I bought that Black Album on cassette. I
Me
can
too.
remember.
Yeah,
a
cassette,
little black cassette. I can remember. Oh, it was so
Dude,
good.
and I remember the way it smelled when I opened it, like all that whole experience. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure I went to Zia Records too to pick it up.
I'm sure I bought it somewhere like that. Well, again, I was a little younger then, but we both were. But yeah, I mean, a fond memory of that album. I put that on a couple times over the pandemic during workouts, and it was just
it's
just
And
perfect.
Justice for All and the Black Album.
Right, those are your favorites.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I mean, or definitely like they capture a certain period of time in my life,
right?
Where I was just really into Metallica, and it just was like the soundtrack of my life.
Absolutely, that's so cool, man.
Yeah,
the music does that. I really enjoyed the Hardwired album too. Honestly, like that was a return to form. It was the first one that I really loved since the Black Album. The other one, there's been some good stuff in there, singles and stuff, but I really love the new one. Yeah.
What are you listening to right now? Like, what are you enjoying right now that you're hearing that's out there?
All kinds of stuff. I really like. There's a new band called Dead Poets Society.
Yeah. Coda.
I dig them a lot. There's some tracks on that album too, deep tracks, some dirty guitar stuff.
Awesome.
One of my favorite movies of all time too, Dead Poets Society. So that's how I was like, I love that movie. I'm gonna check out that band.
I heard about that through the lead singer of Bad Flower, was talking about how great they were. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was really, really impressed.
Yeah, I dig that. Loving the new Turnstile stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if you check them out. You put me on. You
Sorry.
think about that. I'm like, I want to go into my Spotify right now.
No.
Run the Jewels. I'm always listening to Run the Jewels.
Nice. It doesn't have to be all rock. Tell me what you
listen
love.
to everything. I was reading an article with Dez from Devil Driver, and he was talking about tiki music, and I was like, I don't even know what tiki music is. So I went and listened to it, and I kind of dove into like aloha tiki Hawaiian music, and I've kind of been throwing that on,
really,
just like chilling, you know what I mean, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just try to mix it up, all kinds of different stuff.
That's one of my favorite parts of Disneyland is the tiki room.
Is that right? I don't even know if I've been.
Oh my god, it's so great.
Yeah.
It's like hidden, and the whole thing is like you get these Dole pineapple fruit drinks and stuff outside, and you go in, and it's this giant room, and there's fake birds everywhere.
Okay.
And all the birds start singing to you. It's awesome.
That struck something deep in my childhood or something. Maybe I've seen that.
It is such a cool thing. Tiki room. Yeah.
Okay.
If you go to Disneyland next time, you got to check out the tiki room.
Oh yeah.
What old school stuff are you listening to? Like, say you're driving around in the car. What do you anything old school that you're checking out?
Especially over the pandemic, and especially Maria, a lot of Fleetwood Mac with her.
Nice.
And then I've been doing a lot of Tom Petty, CCR, the Eagles, and Huey Lewis and the News, as far as old,
awesome.
As far as old stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then definitely I know it doesn't feel old to me now, but definitely a lot of White Zombie, always.
Yeah.
Always Pantera, always White Zombie, always Korn, always Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, all that, just the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing Hall & Oates, Huey Lewis and the News, and Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique.
Oh, dude.
I mean, you got to have Paul's Boutique.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah,
love the Beastie Boys.
I love driving around town and listening to Paul's Boutique. It brings back a lot of memories. And you live here in Phoenix, but I don't know if it's in Phoenix, maybe the surrounding area or whatever. What are some things that you're enjoying doing here in Phoenix while you're home?
Okay. Well, I've just been rehearsing with the guys. We have the tour coming up, starts September 17th, and we've been rehearsing a bunch, getting to some hiking, just really seeing family, because I spent a lot of time. I was in New York with Maria for most of the COVID thing, and being back now just really, it really put a lot of perspective into a lot of things, obviously taking a step back, and so I'm just enjoying being here, and as much as I loved being up there, we did a lot of hiking. Yeah. Learned a lot of cooking stuff. Nice. Watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay, MasterChef.
Dude, that is so weird, because I just had a summer vacation, and I spent the entire summer vacation watching old episodes of Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh yeah.
It's so great.
Yes, dude.
It's so great. I love Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, favorite restaurants here in Phoenix? Anything that you? Places you like to go, places you want to give a shout out to?
I give a shout out to Pita Jungle.
Hell yeah, sure. Pita Jungle, of course.
I worked there for forever.
So we're talking about this now.
We're talking about
All right, because remember, we weren't talking about that for a little bit.
Well, I don't work there anymore now, but I did. And and they let me come and work there in between tours. And
nobody knows, Joe makes a hell of a chicken shawarma, like you wouldn't believe.
Dude, yeah, I hit that up. I got the hummus and tuna trio, and it was fantastic. And the caramelized cauliflower there. Yeah, shout out to Pita Jungle. They were with me for a very long time.
And the lavash.
Oh yeah, the lavash bread.
Lavash is
lavash
awesome.
Pizzas.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, those pizzas are great. How have things changed for you locally since the days of, say, the Cover Up?
Wow,
things are pretty different now. I mean, are you recognized here a lot just because you're Joe from Phoenix, or are you recognized more here now as Joe from DED?
I think just probably here, just Joe from Phoenix.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You have a lot of friends.
Yeah. Through the years, people like different bands. Some people are like, I loved your old band, or I like your new band, I hated your old band, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Because I've been in so many.
Sure.
So yeah, I would say just being here, it's different. And then in other states, it's straight up because of DED. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And do people bring up? I mean, probably not the Cover Up, but like Man-Made Machine.
Yeah, people bring that up sometimes for sure. Yeah,
it
happens in comments too. But yeah, sometimes I'll run into somebody, I know them. I know so many musicians from here. You know what I mean? Over because I've been playing music for such a long time.
Yeah.
So they'll know me from a certain era, and then they're usually stoked for that I'm still doing it, and
you're successful.
We're having. Yeah, it's awesome. So it's all love.
That's great. That's great. And you are successful. I mean, what I'm seeing, a lot of the comments and stuff that are happening, especially around your most recent single, is people are saying, this is the next step for this band. This is the next breakthrough for this band. This is, people are just basically saying, you've been taking these steps, and now it's really starting to take take hold.
It feels like that.
Does
it? Does, yeah. And it was good because the first one, we did, and we were just trying to I don't think we planned to even do much with it. I was kind of almost done with the music industry when we started it, really. Yeah. And we were just going to just be heavy and like play Yucca Tap Room on Saturday nights. Yeah. Just be heavy and get drunk and do the thing, And it just, everything happened with it. And so, it was really focused on what it was just being real heavy and gnarly and stuff. And then so the newer one was like, it's been 4 years, And so we want to, express ourselves differently a little bit, try some different things, bring some more influences in, like I hear some kind of 30 Seconds to Mars influences in some of the stuff and Deftones and some different stuff, like all over the place. So we just don't want to be inside of that box like most musicians, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I suppose it is easy to get yourself trapped inside of a box and
for sure.
Not be able to experience anything else. And all of a sudden you're writing kind of what the record label wants you to write or management even sometimes.
Right.
Have you ever had any of those experiences where you're kind of like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm going to be me.
Well, as far as record label management, they're pretty awesome. They believe in us. Yeah,
That's great.
There's not a lot of that. No, really not.
Well, that's
I haven't
lucky.
really run into that. I've run into that in older bands for sure.
Yeah.
But as far as DED, nah.
It's just been all about
everybody's good, man. Yeah.
That's
really
great. Cool. Did you do any driving around here last year in the midst of COVID?
Well, I did. I did a little bit. My parents sold their house and moved up. Moved away a little ways, up in the mountains and stuff. So I actually drove. I did some driving around, and again, we were gone touring for the last 3 years. So I did a little bit of driving around, seeing some old houses and just kind of things like that. And
but wasn't it bizarre? The way that during the shutdown.
Oh, during the shutdown and stuff. Well, yeah, it was crazy because there wouldn't be anybody outside. It was like a ghost town in the middle of the day. And
yeah, it took me about 8 minutes to get to work from Mesa.
Right.
Coming. It was just ridiculous. There's nobody on the freeway. It was so weird because it felt to me almost every morning I would drive into work and it felt like I was in some type of a horror movie, some sort of zombie apocalypse. You know,
you're in the mist, or you're in some or you're in Night of Return of the Dead or something. Yeah, something crazy. Yeah.
Speaking of these horror films, are you guys still wearing the white contacts? Is that still a thing, or are you kind of past that? Have you moved beyond?
Yeah, I think we've moved past that for now. For this for this period, I kind of want to I think of a lot of people. I think of David Bowie, or I think of even Metallica. You think of whoever. There's certain eras. I think the Contacts was awesome, and it was something that we did for that first album. I can't say that we'll never do something else like that, similar, but that was
just kind of
album.
There at the beginning.
Yeah,
not doing it so much anymore.
Totally.
How has the live show changed? Are you guys doing lots of video and pyrotechnics and that kind of stuff while you're on stage, or is it still just full blown in your face? Here's us.
Right. It is kind of that stripped down vibe, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing pyrotechnic-y this time for sure. We have a new guitar player, Alex. So,
Alex.
Yeah, and so that's a little bit different, I guess. It's a new person, but other than that, it's about the energy, it's about the connection. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to play some shows.
And David's still with you?
He's not. No,
he's not.
No,
okay.
No.
Okay. So can we talk about that? What?
Yeah, he's just not in the band now. He's having some health stuff, and so he's gonna go and do production and stuff, and
because we all love that guy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah,
but he's just not a part of it anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Touring, how does that work now? I mean, obviously we're all concerned about COVID, but how concerned are you? There's tours that are being postponed. There's tours that are being canceled because one person in the tour got COVID.
Right.
How do you feel about it?
We just we gotta keep a tight circle. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. We're gonna have to keep it tight. We can't have people backstage, masks, and just trying to do our best, because it ends up, and you think about it too. You don't want to be the person that gives it to the other band. You mess up their thing, and then you're talking about you miss shows, you miss money, and just everything.
Because even doing something like this,
right?
You come in here,
right.
You don't know where I've been, you don't know if I'm healthy or not, but we're shaking hands and we're hugging, and it's great to see you and all that. And then you go back to somebody else, and all of a sudden you're practicing with the band, and before you know it, oh my God, I didn't know. You know?
It's true. Oh,
it's kind of scary, but don't worry, I'm just fine. Got the vaccination and everything. But how do you feel about the whole vaccination ID requirement into concerts?
It's hard, man, because I'm never big on, impeding my beliefs on somebody else.
Yeah.
But it's hard because this is something that your beliefs affect other people in this sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same as it was. You know what I'm saying? So I think keeping everybody as healthy and safe as possible is what I'm into, of course. I know AEG and Live Nation, I believe, are the ones that implemented that.
Yeah.
So, I'm into keeping people healthy. And if that means that I can play shows and we can share music with people and go back to work, honestly, after a year and a half, we haven't been able to work. You know what I mean? So,
you're all about being able to work.
I'm about being able to, and really more than that, what I feel like is my purpose in life is, playing music. It always has been. Yeah. So to be able to go and live my purpose again that's priceless anyway.
Yeah. And I'm kind of all like, I don't want this to come off the wrong way. Mm-hmm. I'm all about the masks. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean I enjoy wearing masks. So I don't enjoy wearing masks, but I did notice last year, wearing a mask throughout the entire year, I never got sick.
Okay.
And normally once a year, at least once a year, I have that cough or that cold or something, and I got to stay home for a couple of days, and it just didn't happen at all.
Same.
Now granted, there also wasn't, my daughter wasn't going to school and seeing other kids who could have been sick that she could have brought at home and all that kind of stuff. But still, there has to be something to these masks as far as, protecting yourself.
Right.
And I wish it would have just kind of gone that way where at concerts they would have been saying, you don't need ID, but just wear your mask.
Right.
As long as you're wearing your mask, everybody's welcome to be here.
Right.
I
mean, yeah.
But again,
I would love that too.
But it's all about getting back to work.
Right.
And at this point, it's kind of like whatever you guys want.
Right.
We'll do it as long as we
that's
can work.
kind of where we're at. We got to kind of roll with it, and I hope that it doesn't keep. I hope it doesn't last too much longer.
Yeah.
But you think especially aggressive shows, there's a lot of. Mosh pitting and stuff like that. I don't know if the mask is what it's gonna do when you're sweat. I've been in a lot of mosh pits. I'm wearing everybody's sweat on me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So I can see how parts of that would not work, but it just seemed less invasive to me.
Sure, absolutely.
To actually instead of actually asking for a card.
Right. I agree. I just don't have like the answer. You know
sure.
What I'm saying?
Well,
I wish
I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody has the actual answer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about love. Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you, Joe. You're involved.
Yeah.
It seems very special.
Yeah. It is.
You guys, we were just talking about this a second ago. You met actually first started speaking at one of our concerts, the Big Red Night of the Dead,
right?
Where you guys were both backstage. And how did this all evolve? Obviously, we're talking about Maria Brink. Right. So how did this all evolve? How did it happen?
Yeah, it was just like I said, like I was telling you, the Big Red Night of the Dead, we had like a photo guy. They didn't have one with them, so she had our tour manager ask if she could use our photo guy, and so I just went over and just said hello to her and Chris, the guitar player, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, whatever, and he was a really good guy, and that was it for that. We just said hello, and that was cool, just like I would meet any other artists, Yeah. And then after touring and being around, I started doing. They have a song called Black Wedding that Rob Halford from Judas Priest sings on. And obviously Rob Halford wasn't there to do the vocals every night. So I would dress up as a priest and go out and do a duet. And that was kind of where we became friends. And then it was, just a very long kind of organic thing. It wasn't anything like super rushed. And it was just something that happened over time. So that's awesome. Yeah. And I mean, from your social media, I mean, it just looks like you guys are so much in love. We are. And again, it's so special. It just looks like such a special thing. Yeah, it really is. And I've never dated or been with like another artist, someone that completely understands my whole process and everything about everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really amazing thing. And because of that, because of the fact that she is also an artist, is it easier for you to accept things? No jealousy because you guys know that it's kind of part of the shtick, and you're out there and you're being sexy and you're being the rock star and all that kind of stuff, and you're gonna get a lot of people that are gonna hit on you and that kind of stuff. But the fact that she's in the business as well, you guys have to both play off of that and be like, yeah, it's cool. We know. Yeah, it is. It really is. You understand, and you know them as a person too. So there's there has to be trust in a relationship for sure. And there is that, like, I know it's not Def Leppard 1987 backstage right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she knows the same thing. And you're right, there is a lot of that, but I think we both know each other and we're both pretty legit people, and that's, you recognize that in somebody else, and that's why you connect, I think. And so it really is to understand what, that they're not, they're on tour maybe without you. You know that they're on tour. You know exactly what they're going through, what they're feeling like, and everything. We became such good for our band, and our crew became such good friends with theirs and their crew, and we've done a handful of tours now together, and so it really is just like you feel like the family's around and everything's cool.
Yeah.
So it really
were
is
there
great.
any special times on tour, like anything where you really wanted to do something special for, or maybe backstage set up a little dinner for the two of you guys, or was there any special moments like that? I'm a romantic, so
sure. Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely try to surprise with flowers.
Do you?
Often?
Awesome.
As much as I can. We just have such an amazing time. We'll just we'll hang out and play guitar and sing. I'll play the guitar. We'll just sing together and stuff like that. And I'm trying to think of something special. I did collect all of our kind of when we were beginning to be into each other. Was a lot of communicating through technology and things like that. I collected a lot of I would send her poetry a lot of times.
Oh, nice.
At that, which I don't think I've ever done before, but she just pulled that out of me. It was something that I didn't write poetry either.
I was going to say poetry that you were writing.
Yeah, I was just writing it. Yeah,
That's
I was just
awesome.
It was just being. She pulled it out of my heart. You know what I mean? So. I collected a lot of that with a lot of the photos and things. I actually made a book that just has our whole kind of first part of
Wow.
Falling in love together. I made that for her, and there's been a handful of things. We've done some great little vacations and things
Awesome.
like that, and
That is
great.
so cool.
Yeah.
And it's great to see you happy and in love and with
Yeah.
somebody special. And what can I ask nicknames?
Oh,
What's your nickname?
I think it's just Joe. I don't think there's any.
There's no
nicknames.
Joey or
Well, she'll say that sometimes
Joey
because
C.
my family calls me Joey, so
Okay.
she'll do it in a cute way, because my mom calls me that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
there's no monkey or puppy or
right.
I don't
And
know what
nothing
you
for
would
her.
do.
The flip side, you're not calling
No.
her Schnookums.
There's some babies, I'm
Babies.
sure, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing. Nothing that I can think of. Yeah.
Dude, that's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thanks
And
so much.
congratulations on all fronts. I mean, you guys have really become a successful band. And certainly since the days of the cover up, you guys have grown so much. Well, you've grown a ton. And
Thank you.
It's really neat to see you guys so successful.
Thanks so much. Man.
That being said, you like Star Wars?
I do.
Yeah?
I can't say that I'm
That's all right.
super on it. I loved Empire Strikes Back growing up.
Yeah?
I watched that a lot. And
What would you say to doing a little Star Wars Mad Lib here? I got some Mad Libs going on.
I will give it a shot. I will give it a shot.
And don't worry, if you don't know what a noun is or an adjective, I can let you know.
Okay.
So this is a Star Wars Mad Lib that I downloaded online, and the first thing it's asking me for is an adjective.
Okay.
You know what an adjective is?
Yes.
Okay. Give me an adjective.
Well, an adjective. So that's
It's like silly, yellow, fun,
descriptive
fast,
of
descriptive.
something.
Yeah.
Okay, give you an adjective.
Yeah.
Vivacious.
Vivacious.
I think that's an adjective.
I think so too. A noun, person, place, or thing. A book, a cat, Arizona,
Shark.
shark.
Or is it supposed to be Star Wars themed, or it will
No,
become Star
well,
Wars
no.
themed?
I mean,
Okay,
it will be Star Wars
Okay,
themed
okay.
eventually.
All right.
Another adjective.
Incredible.
How about a noun that is a place? A dark
Mars.
world. All right.
What were you
I
gonna
was going to say a dark world. Another adjective. Boy, this is going to take a while.
Okay.
I didn't think about how long this was going to
Okay, all right. Another adjective. Tasty.
take. Tasty. One more adjective.
Stinky.
Stinky. How about a plural noun that is also a vehicle?
Semis?
There you go. Another adjective. A lot of descriptive words here.
A lot of descriptions here. Hot?
Hot. One more. We're just letting them roll out. First thing that comes to mind.
Plausible? Is that an adjective?
Is that descriptive?
I don't know if something is plausible.
Yeah. I think that's
Okay,
that
that'll
works.
work? Okay.
Another plural noun, so multiple amount of person, place, or thing.
Okay. Nuns.
Nuns. Adjective. Descriptive.
Dark.
Another plural noun.
Vultures. I'm starting to look around the room now.
There you go. Yeah, just take things that come to mind. Another plural noun.
Pitchforks.
Another adjective. Another descriptive word.
Insatiable.
Well done.
I'm not sure if I know that that's an adjective, but
It's descriptive.
It is, okay.
Yeah. Noun.
mom.
Mom. Now we need a verb. So describing run, dance, jump. Sing.
Vibrate.
Vibrant?
Vibrate.
Vibrate. One more adjective.
Okay.
We're almost there. We're getting close.
Okay. Sensational.
Another verb.
Shopping.
Plural noun. Multiple of something.
Beers.
A plural noun that is a type of job.
Radio hosts.
Radio DJs. Yeah,
Radio
sure.
DJs. Okay.
Adjective.
Feathery.
I'm coming down here. Feathery. Feathery. One more verb.
Punch.
Punch. And then one more adjective and we're done.
Okay. Killer.
All right.
That's ugly.
Reading some of this already, it's not making sense, but we'll try and get through it as best as we can. Are you ready?
Yes.
Star Wars is a vivacious shark of incredible versus evil in a Mars far, far away.
Okay.
There are tasty battles between stinky semis in hot space and plausible duels with nuns called darksabers. Vultures called droids are helpers and pitchforks to the heroes. An insatiable power called the Mom vibrates people to do sensational things like shopping beers. The Jedi radio DJs use the Force for the feathery side and the Sith punch it for the killer side. Very nice.
Nicely done.
Congratulations. Thank you again so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. And congratulations again on all your success. We're really excited about the new single, the new album. We don't know the name of it, but it's coming out here sometime soon. October 15th, we're hoping.
Right.
We'll be looking out for it. And of course, we'll be playing it on the radio.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I heard it. Was it Monday or Friday or something? Yeah, I heard it already. So, dude,
awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Cool.
Very much.